Dear Berliners, friends from Erasmus, maybe people from the bar who saw me just once, or people from the street who will one day maybe see somewhere my sticker with the QR code. In today's episode, I'm going to tell you about intensity of colors. But in order to explain you what is this intensity of colors, I would like to give you a small introduction. What is life in general for me? And when I imagine the word life, I have in my head the picture of a path, which is full of turns and twists, sometimes right, sometimes left, sometimes that are more complicated to stay on, sometimes not. But when I think about this path, I would like to mark out 3 types of materials of which this path can be made. And material numero uno, I would say like it's Berlin ASMR. I don't know if you heard, it was ambulance, but I'm not going to stop this. So getting back to the subject, material numero uno would be the concrete. It's like super smooth, you can take your skateboard and it's super easy to move around on this. And then as the material numero dos, of which the path may be made, is the wooden path where some people already went and you just follow the same path. So it's not complicated to get through. However, sometimes you might trip on something. Sometimes you might step on the stick. So it's not super stable. And the material numero tres, it's like this typical forest path that no one came across. You are the first person who is going to get through this, and it's really easy to fall. And when I was also recording this in Polish, I know I said one quote from the Polish song, however it is super easy, it's super difficult to translate, but the guy that is my Lieblingsartist once said that when we are born, we are not getting the same chances to get into the life, so to say. I don't know how to explain this, but the paths that we have, everyone has their own path, of course, and sometimes they might cross, we might meet each other, but sometimes we are just going parallel, like next to each other, and we might wave, and everyone has their own path. However, we are close. But why am I even saying about this? Since the moment when I work full-time, since 1 year, I notice how quick is the pace of life, and that sometimes when I walk on this path, I don't even walk, I just run through this, and this is happening, then the next event, or then something else, and I get super distracted, and I don't even notice that actually I'm in the process of walking on this path, and I should be able to notice maybe this little flower, or I don't know, like this little stick, to not to trip on this. And this is the metaphor for instance, people that we meet, or I don't know, just to watch out for each other. And this is something that I think we don't have in Berlin, this watching out for each other, or even like strangers on the street are sometimes like walking just through you and they see that you are more slowly, or they see that it might fall into you. However, they don't stop. They will just hit you with their arm and that's it. However, I think I don't want this in my life. I just want to walk on this path slowly to be able to notice sometimes these people for which we should stop, and sometimes just smile to them. Because if we don't do this, I have this feeling, like for me personally, that then this path is super gray. It's like, it's as gray as winter in Berlin in its all shadows of gray. Shadows of gray? No, in its all grayness. You know what I mean. And me personally, I think we should remember about adding these small pieces, the small colors to our paths, to sometimes add some flowers, sometimes little trees. And in today's episode about intensity of colors, I would like to tell you about one situation that happened in my life, or actually that I planned to happen this February, that gave so much more colors into my life. And in general, I think like my life is kind of colorful, and I'm more optimistic than negatistic. Just about me, no, than I think more positively than negatively in my life. And this situation gave me so much colors. But firstly, to understand the situation, we need to get to the travel machine and go back to 2021 when I was on Erasmus. And one evening, me and my friends, Beth and Aga, we we got invited to our German friends, and we were, typical autumn evening. Like we were having beers, listening to music, talking, playing some board games. I don't remember, something like this. And then at some point I listened to it and I'm like, wow, this song is really nice. And then my friend told me that, yeah, this is Marco, it's a German rapper. But since this moment, I fell in love. I was like, wow, this is firstly German. And I was back on Erasmus, like my only reason to go to Erasmus was to learn German. also like, what the fuck? Like, people go on Erasmus to party, to meet new people, blah blah. And I German. Weirdo Marta Knasiak. But okay. And then when I found out that this is German singer, German rapper, and I was like, wow. Then I got back home, I checked this guy and these lyrics of these songs, it was amazing. Like, really, like, be this perfect, lyrics is perfect, and it was in German. His voice is nice, really. Marco with double K, I recommend. And then the next month I had this period that I didn't really want to, I don't know, go out every weekend or something. So I was staying at home. Sometimes I was like listening to this music and also translating. So what does it mean? Like, weird things, but that's my life. But the thing is that I really like the vibe of this guy. The lyrics really are so deep that, you know, like sometimes when I listen to this music and I can compare it to the moment when you play dart and you put the arrow like exactly in the middle point. And back then I had this idea that, yeah, it would be super nice to speak German as normal person, almost like native, not to think 10 minutes what to say or think about how to decline the adjective or whatever, you know, just to be normal, because I saw in people's eyes that they didn't see that I'm normal when I was speaking German, and this was sad. But then I had this idea that to improve this German, maybe, ding, 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 this amazing idea came to my head to be an au pair, la, 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 la. And then I thought, like, okay, maybe I could try in Berlin because, it's not so far away from Poznan. Because Erfurt, when I was on Erasmus in Erfurt, it was far. It was like, with Flixbus, I think 10 hours. And really, it was an adventure to go there. So, yeah, so I was like, okay, Berlin, only 4 hours with a bus. B, it's Germany. C, it's big city, because when I was in Erfurt, I was really like, I was asking for more air because I don't really feel well in small cities. I have this feeling. So when I was still on Erasmus, I had this idea of being an au pair. So I decided, yes, I'm going for it. And then I chose Berlin. But also another thing is that during my Erasmus, I needed to write my Scheisse Bachelorarbeit, which is the BA thesis. And my teacher from university, he was engaged into, like, I chose, like, firstly in Poland we needed to choose a teacher, and then this teacher had, like, I don't know, a bunch of subjects that he's interested in, and we can choose what we could write about. So I chose this man. This teacher, and he was engaged into something about hyperlinks, like internet, social media, blah blah. And when I was in Erasmus, I wanted to use also the fact that I'm still in Germany and write something interesting, because, okay, writing something boring, mega lame. So I decided, okay, let's find nice subjects. So I went for Jugendsprache, which is like German slang, and to analyze this. What are these words? What are these? Like that people, I don't know, for instance, they don't use the full verbs or something like this. But I needed to analyze this also on proper examples. And I didn't have many German friends, only 3. And also, like, to analyze, for instance, comments on Instagram, like, it would be a little bit weird to ask them to analyze these comments. And also, there were not so many comments. So I asked my teacher if it would be possible to maybe take the comments from Instagram of this German rapper Mako and also his friends, just in order to make a good research, so to say. And he said yes, of course. So when you open my Scheisse Bachelorarbeit from the Adam Mickiewicz University, it's official document that I graduated my studies, applied linguistics. And when you open this, you can see the blah, blah, okay, it's theory, it's formal. But when you go further, you can not only see the comments that I analyzed, but also the screenshots of Instagram of this guy and his friends. And I find it super funny that life is such a simulation that, you know, it's proper document, and then you open and there's this guy on the skateboard, his friends like smoking joints or something. Like, for me, this is really funny, but I didn't do it on purpose. My teacher told me that I should put also these screenshots. So this is the most ridiculous part. And let's go back to 2024, to February, the saddest month of the year, because you're already so fed up with this fucking winter. But something positive happened, because I saw on the Instagram of this German rapper that he's going to do something like a tour in Germany to sign up the album, because he released a new album, to sign up albums and posters, blah, 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 meet people. And I don't know how it happened that this thought arrived to my head, but I was like, what if What if me, Marta Knasiak, Polaka, what if I would take this fucking Scheisse Bachelorarbeit that is so useless, it's full of dust in my shot. I don't even know, to be honest, why I decided to take it to Germany, to take it to Berlin when I was moving out. I was thinking maybe someone would like to have a proof that I can speak proper German or like know my level of German. I don't know. So when I saw this event, I was like, let's do this. So immediately I got stressed because I knew I'm gonna do this and it's gonna be so uncomfortable for me. But on the other hand, I knew that I'm gonna be so happy. So I texted Emily and it was super funny also because I was like, Emily, what is your plan for Tuesday evening? And she was like, what we're gonna do. It was the best answer. Like I was laughing so loud when I saw this. And then me and Emily on the 13th of February, we met in Warschauer Strasse. The whole day, to be honest, I was super stressed at work because when I was imagining this situation, I don't know, I felt like I'm this weirdo. And also, I'm not German, but, my accent. Then the fact, maybe if I wouldn't understand something that he was saying. Another thing is that I listened to his music like since 2 years, almost like 1 year. And oh my God, I think it's 2.5 years now. So imagine, it's a long time. And when you listen to someone's music that has so deep lyrics and it hits your heart really and your soul, it's really moving your soul, then you have a little bit this feeling that you got to know this person, but at the end it's only text of the songs, so you don't know how this person is in real life, and you have also expectation towards this meeting. But on the other hand, like I'm aware, like in general in life, no expectations, no disappointments. But anyway, like it was stressful moment. So me and Emily, we went to this Warschauer Strasse and I thought it's gonna be already maybe closed or something. But guys, imagine, you thought it was long speech. Now let's prepare. Fasten your seatbelt, sit comfortably, maybe take popcorn. Because me and Emily, when we saw the queue, we were like, what the fuck? We were waiting there 4 hours. It was cold. Okay, like I was waiting because I was super motivated to get this. But Emily, she went for nothing. She didn't even know the name of this guy. She never heard the music, any song, She just went there with me. And you know what? She didn't even have any small, tiny little complaint. Any of this. Okay, in the meantime, we went to Späti. We went to, I think, Italian restaurant to do pipi machen or something. I don't know. Like we were trying to kill the time somehow. But after these 4 hours of waiting, we got to the Mouth of Dragon, and the peak moment got there because I thought I was stressed before, but when I got there, oh my God, you know what? This guy, he won't remember me. And stress is my biggest enemy in life since I was a kid. And the person who invented stress, I will find you and kick you in your ass, really. I hate stress. But, I was already there. I was like, let's do this. So we went to him and I was like, yeah, I know it might be super weird for you because I'm going with something like book, and this guy, like, I think he saw a lot like from fans or something, but something like this, also like written in Polish, praca licencjacka, which means Scheisse Bachelorarbeit. I said, like, in Poland, we need to do this and this. And he was like, yeah, I'm Makowski, because his name is like Makowski, and Makowski sounds really Polish. And to be honest, of course, I knew he has like Polish roots because I'm this kind of fan. When I'm excited about someone, I just check everything. Not like, oh, I'm psycho, I want to meet this person. But I'm just interested. What is the story behind this person? And I know that his grandparents, they are Polish. And because I also heard this in one interview. And of course, I was like, really? And then he told me that he knows some like Polish words, like not only the bad ones, like normally people know only kurwa or something like this, but no, he knew also good ones. And then, I don't know, out of somewhere, we had this joke that Emily, because I think he told her something like, come also to the picture if she wants a poster. I don't know, because Emily just stood there next to us. She gave us this moment and she just didn't give a fuck, really. She was like observing. And when he asked, or I don't know how it happened, but I said to him, yeah, and this is my manager. And he was totally serious. He believed in this, and he just gave Emily the shake hand, and he was like, I'm happy to meet you. So when I meet my favorite artist, it was my dream always just to say, hi, I'm Marta. I don't know, it's probably all in my head, but I think it's super personal because there are so many fans, and okay, everyone has different face and is behaving differently, but I think it's so unusual because it's not only about me. Oh, now I realize it's not only about me. It's about this person, that this is artist, but also behind this artistic name, there is the real person. And it's nice to just have this handshake and introduce ourselves. And I said, I'm Marta. He said, he's Chris. mega nice. And you know what? When I got out of there, I was so excited. Like it was, I think it was already 10 p.m. and I was feeling like I could go to the gym and destroy the orbit, like the, sport machine in the gym. And yes, so this is my story. But how, in other way, we can add colors into our life? And as the answer numero uno, I would say that through people. When I was young, I was always scared by changing my environment, that I wouldn't meet the people with the same vibe as me in the new place. And even when I remember my parents, like I have your family in US, and my grandma, she used to live there many years, and my parents had always this like imagination of try the life there. But I remember when I was 14 and they told me that they want to take part into getting this, I don't know how, if in English it's green card or not, but it's kind of like visa that you have forever. You can travel back and forth to US and to Poland and blah blah. And my parents really want to take part in this, because sometimes you can take part in this, how to say, competition, or I don't know, and then maybe you get this, maybe not. But I remember I was so stubborn. I was like, no, I'm not going. Like, you can go, but I have here my friends, and this is the only thing that I need, and I don't need the US stream. So it was always for me kind of scary to move somewhere that I won't have the same people. And also, like after Erasmus, after moving to Berlin, I also now realize that there are so many places we belong to we don't know yet. But getting back to the subject, I think that people might really intensify our life, and sometimes we are like, oh my god, this shit happened, like I don't want this, and this life is really miserable, and we see only this in gray colors every day. Like days like this are also useful, we need this. But sometimes, like, you see this your friend at work, or you see this message from your friend, and you're like, wow, life is good again. And the other method of how to intensify our life, how to add more colors, it's called More Amor Por Favor, because I think we should do in our life things that we love. And starting with job, for instance, if you don't like this job, this place, or these people, and these tasks are boring, but you're just holding to this because it gives you money, leave. Like, I think we spend so much time at work when we're working full time that it's waste of time. And we should spend, or at least try to spend, every second of our life on things that we feel fulfilled, or we feel like in alignment with, and that this thing suits us. And if we feel that we don't really belong somewhere, or we don't really like doing something, let's just not do this. And if you feel sometimes like, oh, it would be nice to start making music, or it would be nice, maybe, like, I feel like I could do this or start something in social media, because we are the only people that are limiting myself. And of course, sometimes we might say no because I don't have capacity, or I'm like this and I think I wouldn't be able to do this, but at least try. And I'm this kind of person that impossible things don't exist. And of course, I also should be humble, and I know. However, to sum up the method More Amor Por Favor, do in life things that you love. Really, go for it. If you feel now that, oh yeah, maybe Marta, yeah, you're right, go for it. I'm your biggest fan, really. I'm standing in the first line, like cheering you up. Oh, you go. And I feel, to sum up the whole episode, I would like to tell you that I wish you to the things that you really feel that are your things, and that you feel so excited to do, as for instance, before going for holidays with your friends, and the night before everything is packed, your hair is done, your nails are done, and everything done. The only thing you need to do is go to bed and take some sleep, and then you just go on holidays, like fully chilled week of your life. Because at the end of the day, no one really observes us, and no one knows if you did 3 steps back to go 2 forward, or if you stopped for a moment, or if you tripped over something. Because really, life is not like a math test on which you're cheating and you might get caught. Or maybe if you're stealing something, then yes. But in general, to sum up my bullshit talk, or just talk, I wish you to have life full of super intensive colors, as intensive as the leaves of the trees when they turn green after the longest winter in Berlin. And yes, here was Marta Knaszak, and that's my life. Weird, messy, complicated, sad, wonderful, amazing, and above all, epic. Ciao!